let's talk about Grand Valley State and the players in the football team. Obviously, there are some injuries that come playing that game, but 73-14, Grand Valley State played extremely well. What do you learn from a game like that to implement to Wayne State?
Well, I think first off, one of the things that we had emphasized going into that game was to take a different approach than what we took into the Ferris State game, and we did it better. We had a much better feeling of the way that we were aggressively approaching the game in terms of our demeanor and our mentality, and that right there was a battle that I think we won. And just amongst our team, just to get our young guys and inexperienced guys the understanding of being able to play against a top-ranked opponent and try to look past some of those external factors that are on the outside that a lot of people make a big deal about, and you gotta just keep coaching the mental process of that and making sure that they're going into that game with a clear mind and being able to just be ready to play football. And so I think that part of it I really liked. Offensively, I think we really did a lot better in terms of production, and I think Aiden Horde was really a lot more comfortable and composed, and I think he really did a lot more things on the field that put our offense into better situations. Of course, there's still things we got to work on, and there's definitely blunders that hurt us, and yet I think he's coming along. You got to go back to just kind of babies when they're infants, right? I mean, every day, every week that they grow, it's incredible growth and development. And, I think for him, it's monumental growth and development every game that he continues to play in. And so from week 1 to week 2, he was a lot better, and I'm expecting him to be a lot better in week 3. And so I think that'll continue to help our offense to continue to grow and thrive in that way.
Let's talk about him, because you saw how poised he was from week 1 to week 2. How much did he talk to you about that, and maybe things slowing down a little bit going from high school to college?
Yeah, I think we didn't talk a lot about that per se. What I try to do is actually just joke around with him a little bit and make sure that he's staying just poised and confident and loose and relaxed, and he doesn't feel like there's just this monumental pressure from myself or any of the other coaches for that matter. And I think when you feel like there's somebody kind of breathing down your neck and you're not quite confident and capable to do the job in its entirety quite yet, it's a tough feeling, so I want to make sure that he knows that we have the utmost belief and confidence in him. And he's a great kid. I mean, he is right on cue with what we want in our program and how we want the quarterback position to develop. And it's just, the unfortunate thing is he has to be thrown into the fire this early in his career. And it's going to pay dividends down the road for sure. And, we've got to have patience. We've got to have understanding of just where he's at, where we're at. And yet I think he is continually growing and showing a lot of good things.
At the running back position, you guys have mixed it up a little bit. You've used Franklin and used Hoffman. Talk about the different styles between those two.
Well, Franklin, sturdy, he runs hard, but there's not a ton of wiggle, but he does make people fall off him, and, he's really strong and a thick guy that, just uses a little bit of brawn to his advantage. And he actually sees the field really well too, so that's a good thing. He's not just only looking to run people over, but I think he is able to use his experience. He's a senior, and he's able to just kind of, give us a little bit of a different running style in there that does help. Noah Hoffman, I mean, he's scattery and jittery, and, he does make some people miss, and he's quick, and I think he really showed a lot of good things from this last game too. I mean, if you look at both of those guys, they really ran hard. They made their runs count. If we didn't have everything blocked, they were trying to make people miss and trying to gain an extra 2 to 3 yards every time they ran. And didn't happen every play, but they really did a good job of fighting for extra yards and making that extra effort as individuals there.
Shane, you're going through a season like this. You obviously know this is a build to something that's a lot better.
Yep.
How much do you emphasize the big picture or think about the big picture
Yeah.
of where you're going?
For sure. you have to keep that in mind. Otherwise, you'll go crazy because of, you just look at the record, you look at the margin of the point spread here that we've encountered the past few weeks, and it's a really difficult situation to deal with if you only are looking at those. And guys have to see that there's a vision out there. There's a vision for our program to be an example of what a Division II program of success needs to look like. We use the word premier, and we want to be looked at as a premier program in Division II. And so to be able to do all those things in the process is what matters most. And that's kind of how we portray our vision to our team. And we for sure talk about that. And that was an emphasis really during last week, coming out of this past Saturday's game, and then going into these last 3 games. It for surely is emphasized. I think also our recruits have to see that too. They have to see that there's a vision in place. There's a process that we're sticking to, and I think it would be very easy for us to throw in the towel to say, oh, we got to scrap this. We got to do something majorly different. It's not working, and yet, that's not how you build something. You have to stay true to yourself. You have to believe in what you're doing. There has to be a strong conviction that comes into play, and I can tell you I'm extremely convicted in what we're doing and how we're doing it, and it's going to be good for the final product here eventually. It's just right now, everybody's operating on a faith base and a trust the process concept, and we just got to keep seeing it through. We got to continue to push forward until there's a breakthrough, and I really believe that there's going to be one coming.
When you look at Wayne State coming in here this weekend, kind of the different style offensively, what's the recipe for staying in it?
Yeah,
and
for
trying to
sure.
knock 'em off?
Yeah, I think, kind of learning from last week, Grand Valley's good, no question. And, after looking at the film, we were extremely disappointed with our defense, actually. I think we could have been a lot better, especially on perimeter runs. And I think we allowed way too many things to happen that we could have controlled. We could have been in better positions. We could have been a little bit more aggressive at the point of attack. And I don't think we did that very well. And so what I would say is, going to this week, we've got to focus on correcting those things, and the point of attack is a really big deal for our entire team. I challenged our team with that last night, and we've got to play the game more physical, and we've got to be just more aggressive to be able to meet the other team at the point where we need to be able to knock them back a little bit more and be a little bit more physical with them. Going back to Wayne State, though, they are unique, and my answer would be we have to keep ourselves as simple and as confident as we can be, because they're going to give us some different looks. They're going to have a bunch of different pull runs, and they're going to use the quarterback, and they're going to do some different things to just keep us off balance. And so if we try to outthink them too much, we're going to definitely outthink ourselves and put ourselves in bad positions. So we need to be confident, we need to be aggressive, we need to be fast, and we need to make sure our guys really understand a simple game plan.
Last thing, did you happen to see Tyson Bagent win a game in the NFL, D2 quarterback?
I did see that.
That's just got to be cool as a D2 coach to see a guy make it at
Yeah,
that level.
absolutely. The thing that I thought about was don't ever sell yourself short on developing your guys, right? I mean, I don't know that anybody goes to Division II thinking that one day I'm automatically going to be in an NFL game and win an NFL game, right? And that's not to knock Division II. It's just the nature of the beast, right? I mean, it's something where I think Division II is a great opportunity to develop guys, and I certainly see our program as it's a development program, and that's what we're here to do with our players. And certainly over the course of 4 to 5 years, guys can grow into something and really be a better player, a better version than what they once came in as. And we want to do that for all of our players, and it's really neat to see his performance and just see that type of example that other guys can strive for too.